Hello students, today we'll study how to change active voice sentence having that clause in it into passive voice, especially when that clause follows the verbs of opinion. So first we'll see a list of those verbs of opinion. By the way, the list is not complete, but these ones are the most frequently used in our routine life. So to begin with, it is believe, consider, think, find, know, report, claim, say, and feel. If in main clause we use these verbs and then they are followed by that clause, so the sentence will change into passive as per the structure given over here. In active voice, subject is followed by verb and verb is followed by that clause, and over here it is written with verb. It means that this verb is the part of this that clause and it is a dynamic verb. So when we change this sentence into passive, the structure becomes subject followed by be form, then comes third form of the verb, and after third form we have to put up to, and after to the verb which is mentioned in active voice will come in first form. Or there is one more method, one more way to change this active into passive. In that way the passive will become start with it, dummy subject it is followed by be form, any form of be as per the situation. Be form is to be followed by a third form of the verb, and which third form of the verb? The verb which is given before that clause. This third form of the verb is the verb of opinion, and then we'll put up that clause as it is. Now let's see some examples of this pattern. Active voice is we know. So the know is the verb of opinion over here. We know that the soldiers work very hard. Actually that is missing over here. Let me put it over here. So we know that the soldiers work very hard. When we change this into passive as per the first rule, it becomes the soldiers, because objective will become subject over here. Objective will become subject. So the soldiers are known. We know. So over here are known to third form of the verb. Be form is there. Then be form is followed by third form of the verb. Third form of the verb is followed by to, and then first form. So the first form is work over here. It will come as it is, and very hard. After the verb, whatever the part comes, it will be shifted to passive voice as it is. Or in other way we make it is known. As I told that the sentence will begin in passive, sentence begins with it followed by be form of the verb. So is be form, it is, and then whatever the verb it is there in main verb, means the part of the sentence which comes before that clause. So whatever the verb it is there, whatever form, we have to change that verb into third form. So it is known, and then whatever that clause is there will be put up as it is, that the soldiers work very hard. So in any one of the two you can apply to change this type of the active voices into passive voice. Another example is everyone thinks that the government system works slowly. So everyone and then thinks. Thinks is the verb of opinion which is followed by that clause over here. So we'll change in both the ways. First is the object of that clause will become our subject. Sorry, the subject of that clause will remain the subject of passive voice. This is the thing over here. When that clause is there, one more difference is there, students. Otherwise we pick up the object of the sentence and then make it subject, and then we move on. But over here, when that clause is given, so we'll make subject of the subject of that clause. Subject of that clause will become the subject of passive voice over here. So the government system, and then be form over here is thought. This is thought is this one, because verb is in first form plus s, means this is present simple tense. That's why we have to use is am are as helping verb over here. So is thought and then to infinitive. After third form we have to use to, and then the verb which is given in active voice, that clause will come after to. So two things we need to understand, students. Third form of the verb, we change of the verb of main clause. That clause is subordinate clause and a remaining part is known as main clause. So after be we use third form of that verb which is used in main clause, mind it. And after to we use the verb which is given in that clause. So don't get confused over here. Other way to change the sentence is it is thought and then that clause as it is. It is quite simple. The second way is quite simple, but the first one is brief in nature. It brings in brevity. So this is how we can change if that clause is having dynamic verb in it. Next is structure number 2, where that clause has stative verb followed by an adjective. So in that case will be subject, then verb, and that clause having adjective in it. So the structure of passive voice will be subject. Subject will be followed by be form. Be form is to be followed by third form of the verb. After third form of the verb we have to use to. Up to here there is no difference in structure number 1 and structure number 2. The change happens now. In structure number 1, after 2 we had to use first form of the verb, but over here after 2 we have to use first be, and then whatever adjective is mentioned in active voice will be shifted to passive also. So this is how we can change. Another way is quite same as it is given in structure number 1. It is followed by be, and be is followed by third form of the verb and then that clause as it is. So second formula is common in structure 1 and structure 2. Now let's see the examples. People believe that the ruling party is honest. Over here we see that is an honest. Stative verb, we can say linking verb, and then adjective honest is used. So how to change? First we'll make subject of that clause will become the subject of passive voice over here. So what is the subject? The ruling party. We'll bring this part of the sentence forward, making it subject of passive voice. The ruling party, and people believe, this is present simple tense. So is am are we have to use. So ruling party is singular, so the ruling party is, and then whatever the verb is given in active voice, the main you can say that principal clause, outside that clause is to be changed into third form. So the ruling party is believed, and then to, after to we have to use be and then adjective. It's quite simple. The ruling party is believed to be honest. By people is not required at all. So you just drop it. Another way is it is believed, and that clause as it is. It is believed that the ruling party is honest. Second sentence is government claims that our healthcare system is very efficient. So first we'll start with the subject of that clause, that our healthcare system. Our healthcare system is the subject of that clause. now it will become the subject of our passive voice. Our healthcare system, and government claims, it shows this is present simple tense, so is claimed, are claimed, or am claimed, but healthcare system is singular, so is claimed. Then third form is followed by to, and then we use be, and after be we have to use adjective. So efficient is adjective, but adjective is preceded by an adverb also. So the way it is written in active voice, the same way it will be shifted to passive voice. So our sentence will become, our healthcare system is claimed to be very efficient, or the simpler way is, it is claimed by the government that our healthcare system is very efficient. So in this way, the reason being over here by plus agent is to be used, because that claim can be done by any agency, any NGO, any common person, but who is the claimant? That is government. Just to specify who is making this claim, we need to put up by plus agent over here. So it will be a little bit different from previous one. It is claimed by the government. That by plus agent comes after it is and then V3. This change happens over here in case we have to put a by plus agent. So students, these were two structures, and how we can change these two into passive voice. And every structure has two ways to convert active into passive. I hope that concept is clear. Moving to now, next is our important part, that is do it yourself. Again, as usual, 3 sentences are there. You just make them and find out whether you have learned it or not. So that's all for now, students. We'll see you with the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.